It's like my third monitor doesn't even have
And we are live.
Roll20 open right now. Like, did I forget my character sheet?
Right?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How is everybody?
It's less confused today. I thought we had the show yesterday and I was like rushing and blitzing through everything I had to do to make sure I could make it. And then I read the announcement and I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind.
You were a day early.
Yep. So then I just went and played Final Fantasy.
And I am exhausted, but here. Feels like the last 8 days has just been one long day.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. That's right, because you went on a trip, didn't you?
Unexpected absence, I'm calling it. For lack of better description.
Okay.
But I'm here, and that is done with. So we're good now.
Yay. Well, we missed you.
And I missed being here.
Well, we are back for another exciting episode of Behold Lore. I'm your hostess, Zoro from E3. I'm here with my two lore masters, Rojan and HB Fox. And tonight's topic, I'm very excited about. I don't think we've ever discussed this. We have briefly, at the beginning of our games, but we've never actually sat down and talked about it. But the topic is potential themes and tabletop systems we would like to see for the future of this channel. So this is just us gushing. I mean, we gush all the time we're here, but this is us going ooh, what do we want? And
do we have 12 hours to talk about
you
all
know
of
what
this?
I am willing to extend this to our 2 hours instead of an hour and a half, because I feel like we're gonna need a little bit extra time to go with the tabletop portion. And I'm sure some of us have some, because I made a list. I know Rojan said you made a list, and I'm sure some of our lists will probably line up. But I'm very excited. But of course, I always want to roll it over to you guys first. What would you say? Because I know we're gonna gush. So let's start off slow. What is your top 3 systems you would want to play? We'll get into themes, we'll break this down and everything, but right now let's start off with the top 3 tabletop systems you would like to see, whether you GM them or someone else, just for the future of the show, near or far. What are the top 3 you would want to see on this channel? Rojan, we'll start with you because Fox is thinking. He was gone for a week when we had the topic, so he had time.
That's a difficult question too.
Yeah, you're like, oh, by the way, just right off the rip, tell us your 3 favorite children. Oh, okay. So top 3 that I would like to see, not counting the one I'm currently working on. I would love to see, this is gonna make Tilt happy, the Fallout game, the Fallout system.
Yeah.
I really want to do, and this is probably, I'm not going to keep this in the top 3, put it in the top 3 because it kind of falls in line with Fallout, but the Final Fantasy 14 5th edition mod that is out, and a good old classic that we have played in the past on multiple one-shots, but we haven't gotten to do a full campaign of Tales from the Loop.
Sorry, the one day that I have my daughter, so
the gremlin.
I'm so sorry.
Gotcha.
What's that third one? She distracted me.
Tales from the Loop.
Oh, that's on my list too. And Final Fantasy. They're not my top 3, but they're on the list. Fox, what about you? Top 3. We'll expand on these lists, don't worry. I'm just starting off soft right now.
So top 3 is going to be difficult because guaranteed 20 minutes from now I'm going to remember another system that would have made the top 3. Yep. But at the top, Okay, no. In no particular order, I would very much like to see a return to Call of Cthulhu. Specifically, I think Tilt would be really good at DMing a Call of Cthulhu game. So I would love to see that at some point in the future if he's ever interested.
My. That's profiling.
I think I have to put Tales from the Loop on my list as well, and to expand on that, but also to not give anything away. Something may be in the works on my end on that front, but not a full campaign, just something. And number 3, ooh, this is tough, man. There's so many good systems out there. And I don't want to go with the easy choices of like Mouse Guard or something, because I know we all love that already.
On the list, yep.
You know what? I'm going to go with something oddball that probably a lot of people haven't heard of or haven't experienced, not firsthand anyway. And that is All Flesh Must Be Eaten.
Oh, Fox, no!
Love that game. Love that
Fox.
game. That game system is fucking amazing.
So my top 3, in no order. Technically, I did put All Flesh Must Be Eaten, but I kind of put in parentheses any kind of zombie survival game. Like, I don't care if it's like Last of Us themed or zombies, like whatever, because I do have the All Flesh Must Be Eaten. I was like, I would love to see some sort of a zombie apocalyptic game.
Yep.
Vampire the Masquerade. It was my first TTRPG, and it's held a special place in my heart ever since. There's a couple of brand new ones I just discovered I would love to play, but they're not part of my top 3. The third one is actually one that has looked really intriguing. I found out about it maybe like 2 years ago, and it's just right up my alley of being super creative with kind of pre-existing lore, and it's City of Mist.
Oh yes,
would be
classic.
You were telling me about
to have
that.
fun with that. I think City of Mist would be so much fun. I have never played it. I've just heard of it, and I was like, that seems really cool. So yeah, those are definitely top 3.
You never. Oh,
Never
you know
played
what?
it.
Maybe you guys weren't a part of that, because we did do a City of Mist game for mixtape.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
We did. Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I remember that.
No.
It was in the first season of mixtape, and it was early on.
Oh, that was. I mean, I know the channel is a decade old, but I joined. This will be my 7th or 8th year with you guys. So yeah, that was not.
Yeah, I want
early.
to say it was one of like the first 5 systems that we played for
dang.
mixtape.
That was.
Oh, it was
that-
really
that-
early.
That was the superhero game that we did, wasn't it?
I think
It's
so.
not a superhero game though. It's kind of think of oh god, what's the oh my god, it's one of my favorite graphic novels, the fairy tales in modern day. Don't you ever say Once Upon a Time. That's a knockoff show. Oh my god, I can't even think of it right now.
Wolf Among Us?
That's the game, but it's based on oh my god, it's in my comics. I'll have to go grab it. Anyway,
You know, I think the superhero one that you're thinking of, Rojan, is Mutants and Masterminds.
Did we do Mutants and Masterminds? I know we did.
we
We did a superhero game. I didn't know if it was Mutants and Masterminds.
I think we actually did 2 superhero ones over the full length of
Because
mixtape.
I ran one.
no.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, hold on. I have us on the BRB screen right now. I'm just getting us back up and running.
All good.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what has been going on with my Discord lately.
Zoro, I don't know if you saw in chat, but Spiffy put Fables.
Yes,
Is that what you were thinking of?
Funny enough, I thought of it before he even wrote it. I was like, oh yeah, it's fucking Fables. Okay, let's, oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Discord has been weird the last couple games for me. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Fables, where it is a fairy tales in modern day, but they have to, like, you know, they just live their life, whatever, trying to blend in with society. City of Mist is you are a god that is living among everybody. So you have like a human form and a god form. So you basically, you could be Zeus if you wanted to, and you're just doing your own thing, living in life. You could be, you know, Osiris or like whatever. You can even, I think there's even an opportunity for you to like make up gods. Kind of like what they did with this one other TV show. My brain can't tonight, guys. Sorry. Where the gods, American Gods, yeah, where it was like the god of technology. He technically was like a made-up god or manifested from human society. So there's lots of different things you could do with it, and it just looked really cool. And it's a, if I remember correctly, it's like a neo-noir detective themed story.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is I could really upset Fox and just be Lathander.
I mean, yes.
I wouldn't be, but still.
We would have to be rivals if you were.
Oh, we're just all playing D&D gods? Is that what's going on here?
Okay, to be fair, D&D City is D&D God City of Mist.
That would be funny. But yeah, I think we definitely are planning on a future Mouse Guard campaign. Tales of the Loop is definitely on my list as well. We have talked about that briefly in the past too, of potentially doing a, I don't think we ever did say campaign. I think it was kind of like a short story is what we were thinking. Not quite a one shot. I mean, technically a one shot, but like a small handful of episodes, maybe. But yeah, Final Fantasy would definitely be up there as well. I was actually telling Rojan this. There's a couple of brand new systems that I just discovered. One literally came out in April. So it's brand spanking new baby TTRPG. And another one is technically they have a demo release, but they're not crowdfunding it until next year. They're just trying to get the interest first. So the one that just came out last month is called Shadowscar. And it's by the same exact people that did the Witcher and Cyberpunk TTRPGs. And basically you're playing ninjas. Different clans have different abilities. And these ninjas are like secret agents to this society known as the Shadowscar Agency. And what happened is that a few like 100 years ago, the world split into four. And yokai, Japanese creatures, just kind of run rampant on the world. But when the world split, it's like different dimensions. So I think one of them was like, feudal Japan. One was like early 1900s, but with robots. Just kind of all these different things. And you basically hop from world to world for being part of this agency to kind of stop these demons. But there's other things as well. It's a little bit of a mystery as well. And it just seemed really cool. It's just like some people described it as it was a cross of what was it, like Naruto meets just ninjas, and it's like Ghostwire kind of feel to it.
Oh yeah.
So that just kind of looks really cool. And then another one that I'm super excited about, because who doesn't want to play a bad guy in a game for once, right? And this one's called Yokai, where you play a yokai. And the whole point is to gain fear and fame to influence, devour, and convert modern day Japan to still believe in you because belief is starting to dwindle and you're trying to survive by corrupting and devouring, depending on what you are. And it seemed really
Sounds like it could
that
be
sounds
fun.
really fun. And so they have the 4 samples they have right now is they had Tengu Oni, what else they had? Tengu Oni, Kitsune, of course. And I can't remember what the other one was, but they're all but it sounds like there's ways to sort of homebrew, because of course there's thousands of yokai out in the world. So if you want to play an unpopular one, it seems pretty easy to homebrew, because the fear and fame system is pretty straightforward, and every creature has 4 abilities. So it's like, it's pretty easy to homebrew if you wanted to. So, but that seemed really interesting as well. And those are brand new systems that I just discovered that also just came out too.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look at that second one a bit more, because I can never resist a good bad guy, and I can never resist Kitsune. So
I instantly thought of you, Fox. But they, I know Tilt. I showed Tilt because he's super into Japan, just anything Japanese themed. But I showed him Shadow Scar, and I kid you not, like maybe an hour later, he's like, "I already have a campaign idea in mind. I'm already working it out." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Of course you are.
Of course. But now that we've kind of done our top 3, are there any other systems that you would like to see before we move on to themes?
Yes.
Go on.
yes.
Go on. I still got a list. We're still going.
Do you want me to go? Do you want me to include the rest of my list, or just
You know what?
like a couple?
You know
of
what?
them?
Let's do that. Let's go ahead. Let's start with you. Do your list, and me and Fox will compare to see what else, if we kind of match a little
Okay.
bit, and then Fox, you'll fill in the gaps, and I'll
So-
fill in the gaps.
Spoiler alert for a future game I am already working on. You two know about it, and a couple other people know about it because I've been blabbing about it for like the past week. I am currently working on a space theme game, a space opera type game, using much like the Dimension 20 did with it, like a modified version of the Star Wars 5th edition mod. Thank you, Malls, for suggesting that. So I'm currently in the process of designing that for a future show. Don't know when that is going to be officially out, but it is in the works, because this one is going to be taking a ton of home brewing in order to get off the ground. As a surprise to nobody, Mouse Guard, because I absolutely love Mouse Guard. Mouse Guard is one of my favorite things to bring back every year for our holiday events for like Christmas.
And I think we said that will
Mutant-
eventually be replacing Mass Effect, the Mass Effect slot, because that's probably going to finish sooner than a new era. So when that eventually happens, that's when we're thinking of probably doing it.
Unless y'all somehow TPK again in a new era.
Don't put that juju out in the universe.
Yeah, but like Mouse Guard, I would love to do, even if it was like a short form campaign, to where it would like go, like we would just go through a season at a time. That would be cool. Mutants and Masterminds, because I love superhero stuff. A return to Blades in the Dark or Glow in the Dark, which was their Fallout mod. Because I ran a Glow in the Dark like little week-long adventure back when we were doing the RPG mixtape. The Avatar tabletop game.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I bought the damn
I
book.
forgot about that.
I bought the damn books, and they're just sitting there collecting dust because we've never played it.
That's exactly what mine are doing too. Right on the shelf over there.
That's up there. Like I said, the Final Fantasy 5th edition mod, Tales from the Loop, and Fallout. Monsters and Other Childish Things, which is a Kids on Bikes mod.
Yeah.
It is something that we did back again on RPG mixtape. It's pretty much JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but with kids and their imaginary friends instead of stands.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then Dragon Age, but me not being the damn DM.
Dragon Age is on my list too.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
so you're
I
saying
will
a
play.
certain someone can come back.
Yes,
Well,
like you will have two Tevinter blood mages because Tevinter did nothing wrong.
well, it depends because there's a certain timeline where y'all are kind of like you're getting there, but the power's not quite fully there yet. We'll see.
No, wait, no. Tevinter did nothing wrong ever.
Because I'm thinking of, because one idea I had, it's not written in stone, but one idea I had was to have it take place during the Steel Age. A lot of interesting things. That's kind of when the Kunari first started showing up. They're brand all new.
Yeah.
They're new and shiny and dangerous, and a bunch of other things as well. But that's one idea I was thinking. So we would be going back in
Like
time.
I will happily play in a Dragon Age game if I don't have to run it. I feel Dragon Age is another one of those games, much like Mass Effect and probably even Final Fantasy, to where whomever is running it, it's almost required that they be a lore head of the game itself, because you can make a certain group of individuals rather upset if you decide to homebrew and the homebrew is the wrong thing. So it's just like
not me. So
no, it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this up to the lore nerds. And y'all can go have fun, and I'll suffer through it.
I barely know anything about Dragon Age, so it can't be me.
Oh yeah, you barely know anything about Dragon Age.
A lot more than Mass Effect. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan, but between the two franchises, it's definitely Dragon Age.
See, I think you and I are similar in regards to those specific franchises, Zorro. In that you know everything about Dragon Age, and I'm that way about Mass Effect. And I feel like we both approach those games like we already know what's official, so we're really excited to see what's homebrewed here.
Yeah. And that was my first fear about Mass Effect, but I was like, you know all those planets you probe but never visit? There's so much shit I can do with that.
There's a galaxy full of them.
Yeah, you could let your players just inadvertently glass one of them.
We didn't need that
only
planet anyway.
part of it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not important.
I love when the applied Krogan special is dropped on a planet and the Krogan isn't even there for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we have all of our biggest battles when the Krogan's not there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It just happens to work out that way each time.
What else is on your list, Rojan?
That is pretty much what I have written out. I mean, there is like a ton of other ones that are like floating around in my mind, but those are the ones that I was able to get down on paper before I got distracted with life. But yeah, it's like, you know me, like every game in existence I want to try and I want to play. I will say I think it would be a punishment more than fun, but doing a mini one shot or like a set episode limit to a return to Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition.
Oh God. Call back.
Yeah. Like, hey kids, you like wizards? Well, good luck having a D4 HP.
That's awful.
Glad those days are gone.
Right?
Before we actually move on to Fox, I'm curious. I'm going to ask chat right now. Out of curiosity, what game systems do you guys want to see us play on this channel? I'm curious on what you guys want to see. But Fox, what else is on your list?
Before you get to that, give me a second. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect because I'm seeing in chat that my camera is lagging behind my audio.
Oh no!
So
that's
give me a second.
Usually Fox.
Usually it is, and I will say that whenever it's me, it's not Discord's fault. It's because I'm often running some other background process intensive thing.
Do I?
It just slows things down.
Oh, you know what? Give me a second. I know what it may be slowing me down.
Oh,
Frickin' Riot Vanguard. Let me close out Steam too.
Ah, shit.
All
I
right.
got Vanguard running too. Let me close that.
It could just be Vanguard that's messing
Dang.
us up.
Could be. I don't even have the Riot launcher open by default. I don't know why Vanguard keeps opening.
Because it's a level 0 kernel access that just opens up the moment you press your power button.
Well, it needs to not do that.
But hopefully my audio is now fixed.
yes. Hopefully that works now. No, they say Ro is
Still
still
lagging?
lagging. Turn off your Steam in the background, maybe?
I don't know.
I turned
Oh.
Steam off.
You look fine to me.
Well,
Like it's all
yeah,
synced up properly
it's synced
for me.
So, oh no. Hold on, let me...
Huh.
Maybe the people that are having issues just need to refresh the Twitch page.
Oh, it may be Twitch. Yeah.
Oh, it might be Twitch. Oh no. Well. Yep. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that, like, normally when there's any sort of audio issue like this, like, normally us on Discord can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Reset
normally, us on Discord can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is ahead.
No,
Oh, it's
still
so weird.
desynced. Oh.
I thought it was me at first because of my Discord, but then all of us would be having issues. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Not always, because there are times where I'll be hosting a game, and Fox's like lip sync and everything is out of whack, but everybody else can see Fox just fine.
Well, then let me disconnect real quick and I'll reconnect. See, hopefully that helps. We were doing so good for so many episodes. All right, I'm just going to switch to the BRB screen really quick while I go ahead and disconnect real quick. Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, let's try this again.
Hopefully, my voice is now matching up to my lips, and if not, I am sorry.
We gonna find out here in a couple moments. Oh, well, it is what it is.
Weird.
Unfortunately. Well, you know what? Most of the time people just listen to this anyway, so in podcast form.
Yeah,
so
true.
You know what?
We don't really show anything most of the time.
Unless
so.
on those rare occasions we have maps. So, yeah. So it worked out. But yes, getting back on track. Fox, while people type in their answers for what they want to see us play on this channel, Fox, what other games that he didn't list that you would love to see?
So my list is very short. I only have two systems on my list here, and they're not so much systems that I necessarily want to see us play, but just systems that I wanted to highlight because they're great systems. And the first one is by someone named Amelwind. I think it's a full team behind it now, but initially just started as the one person, and that's the Monster Hunter system. The book is Amelwind's Guide to Monster Hunting.
I can hear that.
Yes.
They've also put out a monster manual for it as well, and they are constantly working on it, constantly updating it. I have had hands-on experience with the system, and it's fantastic. It has everything that you would want from a Monster Hunter system. It can be as in-depth and detailed as you want it to be, or it can be as loose and free-flowing as you want it to be. They've done a really good job of building that. So I definitely wanted to highlight that one.
Okay.
And I wouldn't mind seeing it on the channel as well. And the other system is one that I know a great number of people in our community are interested in, and we will probably feature at some point. but when and if we do, I personally won't be a part of it because I do have an in-person, or not technically in-person, it's online, but I have a game outside of the channel that's going to be running on it, and that is Cyberpunk Red. Specifically, they have the Night City 2045 supplement coming out in June, which I know a lot of people have been waiting for. And the reason why I won't be a part of it is because the story that I want to tell in Cyberpunk is one that is most certainly not safe for Twitch.
Gotcha.
Cyberpunk
very
is
adult themed.
It's a very brutal world, and the story that I'm
I just lost all of Fox's audio.
What is happening today?
No. That's okay. That's on me. I am using a really shitty keyboard because I had to RMA my nice Corsair keyboard. So I'm using like a shitty $10 wireless keyboard that isn't always connected. So
that's funny.
If it drops, that's the keyboard going, oh, you've held down your push to talk button too long, I'm just gonna stop working now.
Day, man.
But yeah, the story that I'm telling in that universe it heavily leans into those very, very mature themes that are prevalent in the cyberpunk universe.
Very fair.
And as well as my own like player character and the NPCs I'm developing are tied heavily into those themes. So it cannot be on Twitch.
I mean, we could pull in 4 kids and make it 4 kids appropriate. Turn it into...
I don't think there's anything about Cyberpunk that is appropriate for children.
I swear to God, if you 4 kids Cyberpunk, I would have to create the Cyberpunk equivalent of the One Piece rap for the show.
Like it's a system that I have full confidence that there are people in our community and on our cast that can make a really good story out of a Twitch friendly version of it. But I can't put my head in a space that allows for a Twitch friendly version of Cyberpunk. I've tried to develop a story for that. I just can't do it. So if we do feature it, I won't be a part of it, unfortunately, but I will be thrilled to watch it.
I mean, Spiffy's saying we're doing a Behold After Dark. Just 2 o'clock in the morning, we're all playing. No.
You cannot pay me enough to go to Kick. I will never set foot on there.
Yeah, no. I only, aside from what everyone else said, the only other couple ones I added on was one of them was Cyberpunk, but you're right, it's like I would love to see that, but it's like I don't know if I can see that. And that's actually pretty much it. Everyone else said everything else. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, and I'm making a note saying like, oh, all 3 of us wanted this. Ooh, 2 of us wanted this. I'm just curious. Yeah, I know I'm like the only fangirl that wants to do Vampire the Masquerade, but it's still fun. But Final Fantasy would be fun to see. And yeah, just we haven't done too much themes, and this is like my weird way to transition into themes now. It's like we do a lot of fantasy, which I absolutely love, don't get me wrong, but we don't see a lot of versatility as far as themes go. We do have Mass Effect for a little bit of sci-fi. Most recently our Downfall of Propriety, where it's still D&D, but it's more like late 1800s kind of style. But we don't have too many different themes. I mean, even Mouse Guard is technically fantasy to a certain point. So having some versatility would be a little fun, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I don't know what system we would use per se. I mean, technically they could be D&D themed, but just change the theme and tweak a few things. But I would love to see, as I mentioned before, some sort of zombie or apocalyptic type theme. Technically Fallout falls in there. I would love to see a Western one as well. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah, I've got Western or like dark Western on my list as well.
Yeah, that would be fun. There's
Spoilers. I have that in the works.
waiting. That would be a fun one. There's technically a fan-made game for One Piece, but it's very janky, and so for the last like 3 years, I've kind of been putting together my own homebrew spin on it, and it's been quite the intense project that I would love to get back into. So have like a One Piece, so it's like pirates but silly, but also intense. And then just to dabble on a couple more. These I would love to run, like me as the GM, but they would be more like one-shots. I would love to do a Hell of a Boss. You don't have to know anything about it. You're just an imp in hell just trying to wreak havoc. I think that would just be so silly and fun to do. And funny enough, a Bluey one-shot. I would love for you all to be little 5 or 7-year-old children using your imaginations to go on an adventure in Australia.
We don't have to do like an Australian accent, because I don't want to like offend any Australians. You know, with how horrible my Australian accent.
No, but it would just be cute because you're, between 5 and 7 years old. You're a dog, so you get a cute little dog name, whatever you want to be, and you're just using your imagination. So it'd just be really cute, something to do, and that's kind of been in the works as well. Of something I want to do.
Get FB in chat.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But definitely my top 2, some sort of apocalyptic zombie and Western theme for sure. Rojin, what about you? What kind of themes do you want to see?
So there have been some themes, excuse me, ping-ponging in my head for a while that I would love to bring to the channel in future games. One of them is a Monster of the Week style setting. Think like Supernatural sort of thing, to where like monster hunting, but like not high fantasy, but more like dark occult style stuff, where you're going after cryptids and people who are forming like secret hidden cults in modern day society. Speaking of cult stuff, occult Western is something I would love to do. Something to where the Western, like Western settings meet dark magic. Again, spirits, zombies, stuff like that. Space opera, but then again, that's what I'm doing with the space game that's coming up. But yeah, I love space as a setting, and I love space operas, so I think that would be great. Because all of my campaigns turn into it anyway, a full-on 80s cartoon setting, to where it is outlandish, over the top. You all have like very on point
puns,
character names, and like, yeah, character names as puns, like just going full on. Like, you want to make your character that like the best 80s cartoon character to sell toys and whatnot to kids out in the world. Again, like the two of you have said, an apocalypse setting, but less of a surviving the apocalypse after it has happened, and more trying to either prevent or survive the apocalypse as it's happening.
Okay. Like Walking Dead episode 1.
Yeah, maybe not zombies. Maybe zombies, but some sort of world-shattering incident happens, and you're just trying to, not die.
Yeah.
And then for all of the Gundam nerds out there, a mecha style game. Not too high fantasy, but a little more anime-ish, like think Gundam, Voltron.
Isn't there one called Lancer?
Something like that.
Isn't that like kind of a robot? I know it's a TTRPG system,
I don't
know. Tilt would know. It's Lancer is like robots. I think it's like Gundam. I think he said that. I'll give him a chance to talk in chat. But funny enough,
Lancer.
one of the other things that's also, I had to look it up real quick because I'm like, what is this? One of the suggestions people wanted to see as well was Beam Saber, which I guess is also giant robots. So
Yeah, that's what if you just said was Beam Saber.
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
robots-
just like yeah, but just like instead of like you guys going out and exploring a high fantasy world or whatnot, you're mech pilots.
that is something you guys can play because I have never been into mecha. I tried getting into Gundam. I can't. Even Evangelion, I was like, meh. I can't get into robots.
No, I don't know if I would want to go full Eva into Twitch.
I don't know if you could do
No,
that
I
on
meant-
Twitch.
I don't know. I don't think you
No,
can.
I meant just
I don't
being
think
in
you
a
can.
robot
Eva
suit.
is less a mecha anime and more a child torture anime.
The point is being
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't think
robot
we could
and
do that.
controlling it. The only Gundam I ever saw that I actually enjoyed was G Gundam, just because it was a bunch of tournaments around the world. That was the only
G
one I
Gundam's
could
great.
get into. Everything else, I'm like, nope, Gundam's about politics, don't give a shit. This one, the dad's all fucked up in Evangelion. I couldn't get into robots.
What you couldn't get into the 08 MS team? You didn't want Gundam Vietnam?
No, I tried. I just could not get into robots. So I can't even think of like even just like a movie like that had robots. So I know a lot of people are super into like Lancer. I've talked to some people somewhat recently that are like, ooh, Lancer's so much fun. So that would be really fun for you guys. I can't get into robots. But that could be interesting. But yeah.
But those are the settings that kind of just like spun up in my head.
Okay.
The only issue that I have with like a Gundam style game is that I love to draw my characters, and if you ask me to draw a Gundam, I'm just gonna go take the eternal sleep because I don't ever want to have to do
And
that.
I'm not drawing the fucking robots. I will draw the person that goes in the robot. I ain't drawing your robot. Sorry. I can do a silhouette. This is about as great as I'm getting to it because I can't do robots.
I have tried on a number of occasions, but I have never been successful with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
Another one that popped into my head. Magic Girl.
Oh, God. I mean, there's a Magic Girl where it's a girl that turns to a Magic Boy in the Magic Girl outfit, so that works for all genders.
No, I'm just saying, just like the Magical Girl setting, like Sailor Moon, stuff like that.
I mean,
A classic setting.
I
The
grew
classic
up
setting.
on Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, so fuck yeah.
I would say isekai, but that
Oh.
gets way out of hand way too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
harem stuff. That's too on the
No.
nose. That could be fun because I mean, you know what? That could almost fall into like the 80s because it's very cheesy, can be over the top, which is where my mind goes when I think of 80s. So yeah, that's one idea, but yeah, that could be funny too. Is doing a magical girl theme.
I mean, you could also do an isekai without it feeling like an isekai. I mean, just going on the definition alone of what that is, technically, Destiny Forge Campaign 1 had their isekai moment when they
Yeah.
were
You
living
did.
in that other world and then got shunted back into their own.
Womp womp.
And that didn't feel like an isekai at all, but you wouldn't be wrong in labeling it that.
True. It kind of was like an isekai slash hyperbolic time chamber moment for all of you.
Yeah.
When you found out
Yeah.
that Null was using alternate made up dimensions in order for you guys to
Oh yeah.
get stronger.
I mean, it sucked, but it worked.
It did.
Yeah.
What about you, Fox? What kind of themes would you like to see?
I mean, we've already touched on the Western that I think we all would be excited to see. Western, dark Western, occult Western. It's all good stuff. I'm definitely more into darker themes. One of my favorite themes of all time is cosmic horror. We're
Cthulhu.
going to be seeing a touch of that in Sonata, but yeah, Call of
Yeah.
Cthulhu. I would love to just create my own cosmic horror setting.
Yeah.
Kind of based in like modern times almost. I think that would be a lot of fun. I would love to do a noir setting of some kind.
Yes.
I think that would be a lot of fun
That'd
as well.
be fun.
And one that I'm really trying hard to talk myself out of doing, just because of the level of interest in Sonata, is West March's campaign.
Yeah. Westmarch style.
There's enough people interested in Sonata that I could turn it into a West Marches campaign, but I'm not wanting to let myself do that just because the amount of work that would be involved. But also, West Marches campaign, that's fun.
Yeah, it sounds like.
So I'm
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish up.
I'm leaning heavily into a lot of the darker themes, a lot of the darker subjects for games, and the setting of those themes is less important to me than the themes themselves.
Yeah.
But if I was to rank them, cosmic horror would be at the top for me for sure.
Yeah, I think kind of what you were thinking, or is it not cosmic horror, but a little bit of a darker theme mystery is. I can see City of Mist being like that, because again, it gives me American Gods vibes, where it's like that could be pretty dark, but detective theme, so it kind of falls a little bit into the noir, but not full, trench coat and fedora kind of.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like slow burn psychological stuff. I feel like that is obvious for anyone that has been here for the full like 10 years that we've been doing shows, especially like campaign 1 and stuff, where I put plans into motion that I knew wouldn't come into fruition until like over a year later in real time. I love that stuff. I love laying that groundwork, both as a DM and as a player. So I'm all for any kind of theme that allows for that sort of play and manipulation in the storytelling.
Yeah, there's definitely so much. Clearly, we're all across the spectrum, and yet there's so many similarities that we want to play. I did a quick count of what some people suggested they would love to see on the channel. One of them I mentioned was Beam Saber, so having some mechs in there. Witcher, Dragon Age, Call of Cthulhu, were some of the other ones that some people were saying. So I feel like Witcher would be fun, but it's so close. I've never played it, so I can't say this, but I feel like it's so close to potentially being like D&D, just more Monster Hunter. That might be too similar, but again, I haven't read the TTRPG for it, so I don't know if there's drastic differences. Because if someone were to say like, "Oh, do the Lord of the Rings," I'm like, well, that's just D&D, just different. But that could just be my brain. So, but I love Witcher, so I wouldn't be not against it. Despite what I just said, I would not be against it. I do love it. If I do, I would love to do a Dragon Age, but I feel like after Mass Effect, I might do a small break and do something else before I do Dragon Age. I did have a fun idea in mind. It would be D&D, but it's I always had this fun idea where you guys would, episode 1, right off the bat, be level 20 and you guys are gods. But some catastrophe happens and you are shunted out and have to become mortal and earn your your god status again. And you start off at like level 1 and have to kind of not necessarily work back up to level 20, but go through your mortal life to try to earn back your way into your godhood. I always thought that was kind of a cool.
That could
I
be
like
fun,
it.
yeah.
So, unlike Mass Effect that has established lore, and technically so does Dragon Age. So yes, I found creative ways around it, but I kind of want to do something that's just completely made up, and I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want, without having to do things that go side by side with lore. So, I don't know. We'll see when I decide if I want to do that, but definitely after Mass Effect, it won't be immediately Dragon Age. I think I might want to be a little creative first and then dip my toe into that, but we'll see what happens.
I like the idea of a Fallen Gods campaign.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
I think it would be really interesting to
like-
play with.
One of my favorite things in large scale campaigns, not necessarily lengthy campaigns, but large scale campaigns, is like that building of resources and allies and stuff like that to achieve a conclusion of some kind by utilizing those allies and resources, whether that, be a giant battle or like overtaking a city or whatever it happens to be. And it sounds like that idea plays into that building of resources a lot.
Yeah.
Building and maintaining of those resources and those allies. And it's not a thing that you see too often in campaigns because it can be really difficult to achieve. But that setting would be great for that. I'd be all for it.
Well, plus it'd be kind of silly because just kind of thinking of like real life mythology where it's like you guys are mortals, but what if you come across a giant or even a creature that maybe is familiar to you from your past? Well, you're not a god anymore, so they're gonna have fun trying to mess you up or take advantage of you. So that would be kind of fun to play with as well.
Yeah, and it would be a lot of fun to RP those first few levels where you go into a situation still with that mindset of, oh, I'm a god, I can do this, and then you go in and suddenly, no, you're not a god anymore. You cannot do that.
You can't smite people.
You get the Loki Hulk treatment.
Yeah.
Yes. You're just like, oh yes, I'll just zap you with my lightning, and you've just got your little, D4 dagger, and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wrangle my child real quick, so I'll let you guys take over for just a moment.
All right, have fun.
So I'll fill this gap with a question, if you can elaborate on it.
Sure.
You did talk briefly about potential space themed game.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've been brainstorming a lot of things about that recently. Is there anything about that setting or potential story that you can share?
So the idea that I'm having for this is because when I brought up space games before, I know a lot of people were focusing on the idea of it being sort of like a space opera, space western style game.
Yeah.
Very much like akin to Firefly. And no, it will not be Star Trek Second Edition. As much as I love Star Trek, I don't see Star Trek being a good TTRPG focus.
No.
I've seen people play it, and I've seen like people have fun with it, but I don't really think it's like my pace of it. Like I love Star Trek, but I don't think I could run Star Trek.
I heard Firefly, and I'm all in.
Unless everybody's interested in playing Klingons, and then we could Klingon the hell out of it. It's gonna be very it's gonna be very like space western, space opera style themed, and it's gonna be a very very much Zero to Hero style thing, to where it's gonna be a very slow burn. You all aren't going to be starting off with like your spaceships or anything, but because you know me, I love to allow people to customize things. So you're going to be able to customize your ship. Excuse me. You're going to be able to customize your weapons. You're going to be able to have a hand in the development of like what you are piloting, what you are using to like protect yourself. It's not just going to be, oh yes, here is this spaceship. It is spaceship 135. You can select this and then that's it. No, it's going to be very much, you may find like an old beat up spaceship out in the swamp or something and you're fixing it up, or you can score a ship off of like a really good run at gambling and you got a deed to a ship. It's just going to be just all dependent on the choices that you make. And once you are spacebound, does your ship have an FTL drive? Because if not, have fun running at sublight and sticking to just like the little sector that you are in.
Yeah.
Or, does it have FTL and you can now explore the grander galaxy? But yeah, I'm having a ton of fun coming up with this. And once we start creating characters, it's going to be less, oh, it's in the book, and more, I'm going to one-on-one it with you. Like every character in this game is going to be unique. It's not going to be, oh, I'm a rogue at level 3. I have backstab. No, it's, I'm going to like one-on-one it with everybody to develop what you want to do with your character.
Well, I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Not just the character creation, but also that kind of slow burn and customization aspect to it. And it opens up almost like a progression rate where, we start out with nothing and we can only go as far as nothing will allow us to. And then, we get a ship. Okay, maybe we can go to the next planet. We get a slightly better ship. Okay, maybe we can go to the next star system. And you just keep going along that line of progression from there. I think it also opens up a lot of really unique storytelling possibilities as the campaign progresses. So it sounds like a lot of fun.
Like, I am completely open to working with whatever like players want to do with their characters. Because as much as I love D&D, I feel that class in like this day and age is too constraining. It's like you play D&D for long enough, you know what every class does, you know what every class gets at a certain level, and you know how to perform with that. Let's open that up. Let's give people the ability to be, oh, I want to be like, for example, you want to be a scoundrel. Well, scoundrel could be a multitude of things. Are you a smooth talking con man? Are you a, backstabbing rogue that is just, you're an assassin? Are you that bard? I mean, there's just a multitude of branching points for it to be a scoundrel. So I'm going to work with people. You're going to build your character. You're going to build your character's, your race, your quote unquote class and everything like that. We're going to go off with that. I just want to know how somebody's going to pilot a starship if they've never had access to a starship before. So it's going to be fun.
That's a good point.
Look, I already had...
It's going to be a lot of learning.
I had some stuff set up for you guys to do almost something the same thing with the ship and everything and have upgrades and all this cool stuff. And then someone decided, I'm just going to wish for a brand spanking new ancient ship that has all the bells and whistles. And I was like, fine. But a lot of empty rooms, so you guys can still upgrade, but none of you have upgraded.
Welcome to being a DM who implements the wish card.
Actually, funny enough, you guys have only upgraded one room. And that is it. Mm-hmm. And that was when Siva started to play, and she's like, I want to upgrade the med bay. And I was like, that's actually really good. And that's it. Oh, no, that's not true. 2 things. So you got a workout room now, too. That's it.
If it makes you feel better, Zorro, now that we're back together and back on the Citadel, I do intend on getting us some upgrades before we leave.
Because I was already planning like several ways
I have a list
to get you guys a ship. Because obviously it wasn't just a one and done. You had several different ways to get a ship, find some cool upgrades, and then it's like, oh, Brand, okay. Well, that's fine. They get a cool ship anyway.
And like I've like intentionally not been trying to go overboard on the upgrades because I did wish for, you know, the gun with wings.
Pretty much. This massive ship, Jesus Christ. But that would be fun. This would be you were thinking of potentially having this be a Saturday game or something to replace another time slot?
Yes. So the talk right now, or the idea right now, is it for to fill in the Saturday afternoon time slot after TDOP is done. That's the going idea right
Okay.
now. Because I know people love magic and everything like that. Space magic is still going to be a thing. Space dragons are going to be a thing, but it's not going to be super high fantasy or whatnot. But you know, it's space. There's weird anomalies everywhere.
Oh my god, I could bring back Nile.
You could bring back Nile. You could bring back Space Nile.
She was originally Space Nile. They got shunted to Land Nile.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying to trigger a TPK ASAP.
Oh god. Not when you guys are like pretty much at the climax. You guys solved it, now you're trying to piece everything else together. Don't do that to yourself, Malls. So it sounds like so far we have a lot of things that we are very similar that we definitely want to see in the future. Definitely some themes that we all want to see as well. So far, officially, you will be seeing in the future a Mouse Guard campaign. You will be seeing the Sonata campaign, which is going to be a bit more darker themed, as Fox has mentioned. And then you will eventually see a space opera, cowboy sort of esque themed sci-fi show as well. So those are the three official. Of course, everything else would we just need to find slots and time for. The only thing I ask is that if you know anyone that's rich, we need a sugar daddy so we can all quit our jobs and have more time for these games. So we are encouraging you guys to find us a sugar daddy so we can, you know, entertain you guys and not have to suffer financially. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. D&D sugar daddy. Tabletop sugar daddy. So yes. I do know that there are some slots because I know of course there's still plenty of other days that are available, so I know that some people may be interested in some other games they might want to DM, so always something potential in the future as well. So yeah, we're always moving forward and growing. But yeah. So this was a lot of fun. We could definitely go on forever. I know that. There's definitely more I want to talk about, but I think it is safe to say that we are going to pump the brakes on this for now. As we're going to... I know. We did an hour. I even did a little extra because of the hiccups we had.
Oh shit, we did an hour. Wow.
You know what else would be really fun? 7th Sea campaign.
Oh.
Not to derail the stop to the discussion. But as I said, when you asked the top 3 question later on, I was going to remember one. That was...
There you go.
7th Sea would be a lot of fun.
That would be... Oh, yeah. That'd be... See?
That pirates?
It's dark.
7th Sea is a setting that really fits whatever you want it to be.
Gotcha.
It does have a lot of that like swashbuckler type theme to it, but it really could be anything you want it to be. You want it to be more humorous and like fantasy based, it can be. You want it to be a lot darker and almost noir-esque, it can be. You want it to be Black Flag, it can be. But the mechanics of the system are really interesting and can make for a lot of really fun player characters.
Which is funny because you mentioned the company A Gate too, and it's by that company, so yeah. So always pirate themes are always fun. But yes, now we're officially stopping because I know we will go on forever. I'm one of those people trying to hold myself back because I want to go on so much more about yokai because I'm like dove in deep into the system I discovered, so I'm gonna stop myself now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We're gonna get up, stretch, refill our drinks and whatnot, and when we come back, we're gonna get to the questionnaire part where oh yeah, it's me. Ask me questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
I almost
It's
said
your turn in the
Fox,
hot
and I was
seat.
just like, no, it's me. So yeah, we will be back in just a couple minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh gosh, angry child in the background. So yes, welcome back. Oh, I hiccuped there for a second. Okay. We just have all the technical difficulties tonight. My goodness. But yes, so we are at the questionnaire portion. Of course, always turn it over to you guys first. I do have a couple questions that people messaged me about, but we will turn to you guys first if you guys have any questions you want to ask.
I got really confused and I thought you were going to ask yourself questions.
So, guys, I want to answer some questions that I thought of. Wow, how self-centered would I be?
Look, I don't know. I don't know what the flow of this show is.
Oh, no.
I'm just the guy who shows up and rolls dice and kills
There
players.
we go. There we go. So, yes, anything you guys want to ask?
Yes, I have a few questions. Okay. We'll start off with a totally easy question that's not gonna make you think at all. So we've seen you play a variety of characters over the years, but is there any character type or personality type that you really want to try playing, but are maybe hesitant that you're not sure if you can pull it off or do it the justice that it requires? Is there anything that you want to play but are apprehensive about?
Oh, that's a meaty question. I've always wanted to play a serious character. The closest I ever got to that, in my opinion, was Jenka, but she was very short-lived. Because a lot of my characters are some form of, like, silly or innocent, or a little bit more loosey-goosey, but I haven't really played, like, a serious character. Funny enough, that's how I wanted to play Ash. And episode 1, the first words that came out of my mouth was, "Ooh, donuts!" So that fell real quick. So that didn't work out. Another character I would really love to play, and I've actually built this character. I would like to play something. The best way I could describe it is like mentally insane. And I don't mean like Niall. I mean like someone who actually has gone through trauma and shows it. Kind of something similar like someone who, like for an occult horror or something like that, where they've seen some shit and it's messed them up and they don't know what's real or not anymore. I feel like that would be a really fun challenge. But of course there hasn't been a proper setting for that. So she's just kind of been off to the side waiting for that, because I feel like it has to be kind of appropriate to play that kind of character. But I feel like that would be a really fun challenge, and every time I do pick a character, I try to pick something that's at least a little bit of a challenge, even if it's kind of similar personalities, just a little different. But yeah, I would say something that's just mentally troubled or a serious character would be fun. Funny enough, to just kind of fall on top of that, because I got two of the exact same questions from two separate people. Because I play all these different kind of characters with different personalities, what has been my most favorite to play? And it's Ash. It has to be Ash, because she was my first. She was my first D&D character ever. And she's just been very near and dear to my heart. Plus, the story was so incredible that she just kind of developed into this really fun character. My next one, though, is definitely Niall. Playing a character where I don't have to, like, think too seriously was just so freeing. I just loved that my brain was like, oh, this is nice. I don't have to think too hard. So, yeah, definitely Ash and Niall.
Yeah, I can understand that perspective of Niall. I had a similar-ish one with Keo, where you just don't understand a lot of the world, or just don't care about a lot of the world, or don't have any interest in relating to a lot of the world. It does free you up in a lot of otherwise potentially tense encounters and conversations.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I always play characters that, like, well, me as the player, too, I tend to do this, and I know some of us are guilty of it, too, where we just, like, we think, we analyze, even if we're not the center of attention, we're just always thinking, like, how's the character gonna do this? While with Niall, I didn't have to put that much effort, because she was just that kind of character. She was just like, I'm in the moment, whatever. But Ash was also kind of similar. She just wanted... She was very much my sunshine and rainbows, wanted to be everyone's friend, kumbaya. So she was pretty easy to play in that sense, and it made it so much fun. So
Kumbaya, you say as she literally Capri Sun somebody in the middle of the town.
She got sad, so she popped a toe and drank. She was in sad mode.
Speaking of sad mode, I
oh
have
God.
a question.
I don't like that segue.
What, like, we always talk about the happy stuff. What is your most regretful memory for any of your characters?
Like a regretful decision?
Like a regretful decision, or just a regretful occurrence that happened that damaged them in a way?
Oh. Oh gosh. That is a good question. The way I've played some of these characters, they've done pretty decently dealing with their damage. But oh gosh, I don't know. The only thing that keeps popping off the top of my head, I don't know if this is like the number one, but the only thing that keeps popping in my head is one-shotting the entire white dragon race. I was like,
that was a bit of an oopsie.
That was an oopsie, and we got the information about the spear. Didn't say it would wipe the entire existence, and Ash loves dragons. I love dragons, and the fact that I wiped out the existence, it hurt me. As both Ash and the player, I was like, no! Babies, no! So, yeah, that hurt a lot. That's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head, where I was like, oh shit, no. If I could go back and not do that, me as the player and Ash would not do that again. We'd be like, nope, we're gonna do something else. But yeah, that was definitely a regrettable oopsie. I also want to say when she dipped the finger in the goo, but it kind of made for some fun encounters later, despite the hell we went through. So funny enough, not that. Should have been, but it's not.
And you survived that, so it's fine.
I did.
It's fine.
I even 1v1'd a demon prince with the help of a paladin, keep me alive. So that was fun. Then we have another one here. From Tilt, if you had to be a DM for another system besides Mass Effect, which one would it be, and why is the only acceptable answer Dragon Age? Well, yes, the answer would be Dragon Age for sure. Like we mentioned earlier in the episode, I have way more knowledge off the top of my head than I do Mass Effect. I have a lot of Mass Effect knowledge, but I have to research a lot of the stuff, while Dragon Age is like, oh yeah, this. DM another system. Out of all the ones we talked about, let me scroll back up here. Well, most recently Yokai, because that just looks really fun, and they would be so creepy and dark. I would love to do that one. The only other one I could think of that I would have fun DMing that's not D&D, sorry guys, Vampire the Masquerade. It would be that, so.
I mean, I'd probably get in on a vampire game if we ran one on the channel. I've never played Vampire before.
It's so much fun.
I'm on the unfortunate opposite side of that. It's like I can't see getting into Vampire at all, unfortunately.
It's, again, it holds a special place in my heart, and it's very there is battles, but it's very RP heavy. So kind of like what TDOP is, except there's been, to my knowledge, there's like been no fighting to hardly any.
Nope.
There would be a little bit in Vampire the Masquerade, but it's very RP heavy, so it would have to definitely be with the right people, not to discriminate, but like the right people that could do just RP and get into that. Because again, it was built to be very dark political monsters in the dark, and just kind of rolling with that. So yeah, not too much fighting. I mean, I've seen stuff where people do fight a lot in it, but I'm like, I like the RP aspect of it, which is what it's mainly built for. So yeah, VTM would be fun. I would love to do that. I would have to refresh myself because I've played very little of the second edition, but I grew up on the first edition, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that stuff, but that would be a lot of fun for sure.
So going back to characters that you've played in the past, Kemek. Prior to Kemek, we saw you lean more towards like martial characters, half casters, that type of thing. As far as I know, Kemek, were they the first full caster that you played?
Yeah.
I thought so. So after having done a full campaign as a full wizard, how do you feel about casters? Is that something that you really enjoyed? Did you like the what's the word I'm looking for? You kind of customization that you could do with your spells, kind of tailoring them to your particular flavor? Or did you find that to be too much of a burden to try and keep track of all the time as a caster? Well, what's your opinion of full casters now that you've played one?
First of all, I absolutely loved the creativity of kind of painting a picture of how the spell is being cast, and kind of adding, if any, of the components to kind of make it a bit more fun to add to it. I think it's to be honest, I think it's circumstantial, because I was frustrated at first as Kemek because I'm so used to just dealing a decent amount of damage even at low level. For me to go, I can do one spell and that's it. I'm like, I don't like this. My turns are too short. Not that I'm spotlight stealing or anything, but I felt like I just did a one and done thing and I'm done. That's it. It was weird. But it was so much fun. I loved playing Kemek, especially with being a time wizard, because there were so many things I could do that just felt so much fun. And then comparing it to like Vanica, I feel like I don't do much with Vanica, and I don't know if that's just a me thing or the class. I don't know, but I struggle with some classes, for sure. But yeah, that was the first time I ever played a spellcaster, and that was a lot of fun. I would love to, in the future, and I'm actually planning on it for Sonata, is going full sorcerer. I want to kind of explore that class, because just knowing what I know about the sorcery points looks so fun. So to do that.
Sorcerer's a ton of fun.
Yeah, so I definitely want to dabble into that. I do plan eventually I want to dip my toe into all the classes, because there's still plenty of classes I haven't played. So I definitely had fun as wizard. Here and there with some other classes, but definitely would love to dip my toe in again. Potentially sorcerer the next time around. But yeah, Kemek was just unique because of the time magic. That was just so much fun than if I did one of the basic classes.
Is full wizard something that you could see yourself doing again in the future?
I think so, yeah. Although it would be very hard, because off the top of my head, it would be very hard for me to think of which subclass I would pick for wizard specifically. I know with Cobalt Press there was a bunch that came out, so I'd have to kind of go back and see what would pique my interest. But yeah, it would be that was kind of like my first love. It'd be kind of hard to top that, but I can see myself doing that again in the future. It's just a matter of what I vibe with that I think would be enjoyable long term, you know.
Okay, and excluding sorcerer, since you already mentioned you do want to try that one, is there any other full casters that you would really like to play, and why is the right answer the best full caster druid?
I'm not gonna lie, Druid was kind of like my other one. Because Cleric is fine, but I'm very much Laura Bailey. I'm like, I don't want to be the healer. I'd rather just get in there. But I haven't been much of a healer, so that's why I wanted to do something like Vanica. So yeah, definitely Druid, because I did try Warlock with the No Way Out. I wasn't into it. I'm sorry. I know I'm like hurting Az's soul right now, but I can't get into Warlock. I honestly would not play Warlock again. Maybe I'd give it one more shot. But
it's not a class that's. It's not for everyone. The whole limited spells thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people point to as a weakness. I think that's the Warlock's strength. Is their limited spells, but it just doesn't jive with everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah, it definitely would be a druid after sorcerer, because I did play a druid for one of the sonatas, and that was fun, but again, it's hard to kind of feel it all out when you only play like 2 or 3 episodes. But I did enjoy it when I did play it, but I'm definitely looking forward to sorcerer as my next spellcasting class for sure. Gotta know.
I've got a question like on the opposite spectrum.
Yeah.
Of that. Aside from Warlock, bottom of the barrel, most like you couldn't be paid to touch this class or to play a character of this class. Or is there anything in that section?
And I can't pick Warlock?
Like there's just like a big you can't pick Warlock because you've already said you don't like Warlock.
Okay.
Like bottom of along with Warlock. Just like the bottom of the barrel is just like you could not be paid enough money to play this class. Or are there any classes that sort of put you off? They just don't feel right.
Artificer.
Oh, that hurts me.
Well, here's the thing.
That hurts me.
There has been some homebrew classes we've coming up to kind of improve upon it, but some of the stuff, like the thing that I think was so intriguing to me when Artificer first came out, I saw a Grenadier and I was like, ooh, I want to do bombs. But then when I see what you can do with the class, I'm like, this is not what I thought it was. This is kind of lame. It just needs some more. I just feel like Artificer compared to some of the other classes, as cool as it sounds, I feel like some of their abilities are an afterthought, in my opinion. So I'm just like, they have that potential, but
It's like as somebody that has been ragging on Artificer since it came out for 5e, and will continue to do so. I will say the 2024 Artificer is leagues better than the 5e Artificer.
Yeah.
And it's painful because the Artificer is my favorite class, but I feel like the default to go for the subclass for it is the Defender class, where you get your Iron Defender with you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're pretty much just the tank. Because like you said, Grenadier didn't look right.
Yeah.
And the Cannoneer that you have, like the Artillerist.
Yeah.
You have the little sentries and whatnot. It's just like, it just didn't feel correct.
Yeah.
But like Artificer is like, will always be like my one true love for D&D.
I will say that the Rojan spin on 5e Artificer is also much better than just the 5e Artificer.
Yeah.
Oh, like when I let you guys just be Tony Stark.
Yeah. You let Artificers do Artificer things, which is what they should have been able to do from the start.
Yeah. And there is I don't think I've actually mentioned this to chat before at least, but I made a homebrew Artificer subclass that was already shared amongst the other two and everything to kind of help for balance, because Fox is really good at creating that stuff too, that I would love to play and show off and actually try Artificer, because of course they still have like their basic what every Artificer gets and on top of that, so I think that would be really fun to play. Funny enough, that's my backup character if something were to happen to Kylus, but yeah, so I do want to dip my toe into every class eventually, but yeah, Warlock and Artificer, I'm sorry, is at the bottom.
It's
I'm
understandable.
sorry, but to follow up on Az's on which warlock I would be, I can't think off the top of my head. There was one from Kobold Press that looked fairly interesting, that had to do with like void magic, but I can't remember what it was called specifically. Otherwise, if you're going off the basic ones, Genie sounded really fun, so that would be another one. But yeah, otherwise, sorry, warlockers.
It's not for everyone.
No.
and any warlock fan that defends it as if it should be for everyone, I think is not very good at playing warlock.
Oh.
just putting that out there.
You heard it here first. What was that, Rojan?
Now that you've taken your the first steps into DMing with Mass Effect, have you gotten any DM pet peeves?
Yes. Which is funny because you guys are so good. Like, I feel like you guys are on like a set path. Not that you guys don't side quest or anything, but you guys don't side quest often. So it's been really weird but fun to like just kind of see it still progress. But what has been crazy is I'm a very creative person. I've planted stuff everywhere for you guys to just explore, and no one explores. And it bothers me. Not your fault.
We are a team of consummate professionals.
And it's great because that's Mass Effect. But at the same time, I'm like, look at all these rooms, guys. Nope, go down the hallway to the left. Damn it. But oh, you guys see something over there. Like, oh, you hear something. Nope, plant grenades, move on. Damn it.
Yeah, I think the last time you presented to us a very obvious path to a side thing, Vera made a point to deliberately block off that passage so we couldn't go down there.
And that's just, and if I didn't have everything written in a notebook, there was a couple times I would have pulled a Matthew Mercer where you guys just blew up or went past something, and I would just tore up the paper going, well, there's that side project, all right. And that's not even like a deal breaker or anything. That's not like, it doesn't actually piss me off or anything like that, but it's just funny that I have like all these things I created and left for you guys to find. And so now I just save them when you guys do card pools. I'm like, well, they're gonna get them this way, I guess.
That's the nice thing about the players not investigating the thing that you set up, is you can just reuse it later.
And I do, because I'm just like, they're gonna get this cool shit one way or another. I'm not gonna force it on them, but damn it, they're gonna have different ways to grab it. That's really it. That's the only thing. It's just like, guys, fucking explore. You guys don't even loot bodies. You just walk on.
No, because we're not, you know, Vorcha.
It's just funny. It's just really funny to me. But you guys are just like so good
It's
at
like,
mission, like concentrated. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mission focus.
We land planet side and we lock in.
Just like a Mass Effect mission, and I love it.
Yeah, we leave the shenanigans and getting white girl wasted back when we get to the
Citadel's
Citadel.
when you guys have your side missions, actually. That's probably the only time you guys really have your side missions is on the Citadel. You guys get white girl wasted. Oh, that's funny. Another question that Tiltbot asked, now that I've exposed these TTRPGs, he is super excited for both Shadowscar and Yokai. What parts of those games do you find most interesting? Anything to look forward to these game systems in particular? The Yokai. They both have that similarity. It's, I'm super into mythology. Doesn't matter what it is. I just love all mythology. Because I'm a history nerd, and I just think that's so interesting, and it's creative. So the fact that these two systems have yokai in them, one, obviously you fight against them, one you become, is just so interesting because you're so used to dealing with typical monsters like, oh, dragons, beholders, you know, stuff like that. So to fight something that's known but different, it's just really fun. And like I mentioned before, yokai, you get to play a monster to manipulate and kill humans without getting caught, trying not to get caught, because there are hunters in that. So the higher your fame, the more hunters start to notice you guys. I just think that'd be so fun. It's just so freeing to not be a good guy or even morally gray. You're just like, I meant to do this, and we get to do it as a team. This will be interesting. So yeah, so I think that would be fun. And funny enough, I'm just adding this own little tidbit. There's so many out there. I think it'd be so much fun to play a Jorogumo, which for those of you who don't know, it's a spider lady. It's like a half spider, half lady that like lures young men and eats them. They're just cool. And seeing them in like even animes, I'm just like, those are really cool concepts of them. So yeah.
So I do have another question for you, and if we've got the time for it.
We still got some time. We made this 2 hours, so we've got time.
Okay, good. It's a bit of a broad question, so I apologize in advance for that, but I didn't want to narrow it down to a singular character. Of all the characters that you played, is there anything about any of the characters, any kind of driving force behind them, or personality trait or anything of that sort, that was a big part of them but never got explored on screen, or never had the opportunity to be elaborated on, that perhaps you wanted to share with everyone?
Chemic, actually, because I don't think you guys knew anything about Chemic's backstory, other than that they just hated other goblins. Yeah, I think it would have been fun to explore more on Chemic's backstory, because the way I built them was very particular because of what happened in their past. But again, we didn't get to explore it. So that would have been fun to go back. And probably Paige as well. She I don't come off that way too terribly much. I mean, a little bit, but she has a very troubled past as well, to make her act the way that she acts, and make herself very, very guarded. So yeah, I think it's really those two, because everyone else, either in the past or so far, I've had fun kind of exploring their personalities or their driving force so far. That some of them are very like in your face. Like we know Kylas's, we knew Ash technically didn't have one. She kind of had one, but it was very much like, I was stuck in my house and now I get to have friends and go outside. So yeah, I think it's just those two really. I wish I had more time to explore more of their backstories, because it also would have, like I said, explained why they act the way they do, which is why it was fun that Chemic made two friends over the campaign, because they don't like friends usually.
So in regard to Chemic's backstory, the portions that didn't have an opportunity to make it on the screen, is that something you want to elaborate on here? Like, do you want to talk about their backstory? Or, I'm always down to hear about character backstories.
Yeah. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I based Chemic's backstory in the very traditional goblin sense. It's gonna get slightly dark, but if anyone knows anything about traditional goblin clans, they were very much like, they were the little gremlins that went to like farmlands and stole animals, whatever, and wreaked havoc on the farms, whatever. Usually lived underground. And if you were a female goblin, you were pretty much just there until you reached age to just make babies all the time. And that's your whole life. That's literally all you did if you were a female goblin. And goblins that used magic were very rare. And when they did, you were very much like lifted up, like you were kind of like this high shaman, and basically forced to protect the goblins and all that stuff. So Kemek is technically female. So when they were born fairly intelligent already, and it was very confusing to them because they didn't act like a normal goblin. And so when they found bodies of like dead farmers or travelers in their caves, they would find books and kind of taught themselves in their youth how to read and everything, and kind of grew that brain. And then when they became of age, they were like, fuck this. This is not what I want to do. This is not my life. This is not what defines me. And because of the books that they read, one of them was actually a tome and cast their first spell. So when they were trying to like fight off the other goblins, like, no, don't touch me. This is not what I want to do. And when they saw the magic, of course, the rest of the goblins were like, oh my god, now you're going to be this shaman. And they basically saw that they went from one job that the clan wanted to do for the rest of their lives to just another one. And they were fed up with that. They're like, no. There's like, this is not, you don't get to control me. This is not my entire life. I'm going to make something myself, and basically fucked off and has hated goblins since. That's kind of when they became non-binary, because to them, when you're a female goblin, like I said, you just make babies. That's all you do. And they were like, that's not what defines me, and I hate that that's all you see me for. That's not me. And I'm not this pretending to be a male with magic, whatever, either. So they're like, you know what? Fuck all gender roles, because this is fucked up, and I hate this society. Hence why I hate goblins, and got the hell out. But because how people viewed goblins, they stuck to underground, which is why they became so fascinated with like catacombs. And I kind of worked with Rojan on that. I'm like, could there be catacombs like all across this nation, and they're just like just having fun dealing with undead and whatnot? So so they were just alone, and they were perfectly content being alone for that long until Nalani came along and found them. But because of how people above treated them and how their own people treated them, they were just like, fuck everybody, and had that attitude.
So with that completely understandable disposition that they had, how did the friendship between them and Nalani come about?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna try to remember that. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what we planned. Nalani went into the catacombs for a reason, and I can't remember what the reason was. Kemek was there, and what we already know about Nalani is Nalani was very, like, anti-magic at the time. And so, of course, seeing Kemek there was, like, very much like, oh no, need to kill this magic person. But then they were overwhelmed. If I remember correctly, they were overwhelmed by undead that were there. So they had a temporary truce of helping each other out just to kind of get out of that situation. And Nalani, her character thought that if you looked different in a particular way, you had two souls. Which is why her story later was kind of unique, why she had that soul kind of attached to her, because she had two different eyes. So her clan saw her as had two souls. And so when she saw Kemek's skin, because Kemek had vitiligo, and thought, oh, you have twin souls too, we're kind of alike, but it's also weird you do magic, so as long as they're like, you keep it to a minimum, we might be okay. And then decided to travel together going forward, as more of a benefit to each other, because it's like, oh, well, you're big and tall, you'll protect me, and sure, I'll protect you too. So for months they weren't even friends. They there helping each other out. And then it obviously eventually turned into a friendship. So yeah, Chemic's first friend.
Well, I think the progression of Chemic throughout that campaign is one of my favorite character progressions.
Oh, thank you.
Because the growth and change in the character is very apparent when you compare who they were in the first week of the campaign to who they were in the last week of the campaign. And I think that tells a lot about not just the characters, but also the people behind them and their ability to tell that story.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll always look upon that character fondly, even if we did butt heads at times.
I mean, at the beginning. It got better a little over time.
It worked out in the end.
It also didn't help that, Mia kept dying or touching shit and we're starting to die.
Well,
it's like, stop
listen,
it. Dumb person, stop it.
If you want to learn about something, sometimes you got to touch it.
It's fair. That's fair. Rojan encourages this.
Yes, I wholly encourage touching the mysterious red button. What can go wrong?
And she got better every time, so.
A little bit.
Mostly.
We do have time for a couple more if anyone has a couple more. Otherwise, I can stop now. Just letting you, there's a wiggle room.
I have one question, because I don't know why all of my questions are going down this path. I've asked about your pet peeves as a DM. What are your pet peeves as a player?
Oh, I have a few.
And no, it can't be I make you use health potions.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, no, that's not it. This isn't necessarily against people. It's just my personal preference is that I don't like it when people tell their story behind screen about their character. One example would be like if someone said to like Kyla, like, oh, you've got an interesting tattoo on your forehead. And I'd be like, oh yeah, no, it's nothing. But then immediately after I'm like, oh guys, it's because I have a third eye. Don't worry about it. It's like, well, don't tell them. Let them know in game. Or even if it was like behind screen, like, oh no, it's totally because of this. It's like, no, I personally love learning that stuff in the story. Because then it makes the information when it's presented to me feel that much more like shocking or sad or whatever the situation is. So that's just me personally. I love to learn in game instead of any side information. Like I want to learn.
So don't post spoilers.
Yeah, pretty much. Like obviously if I worked with some people, it's like, okay, yeah, we would know this about each other, kind of situation. But I personally love learning in game. I was just like, I don't care if I can separate that as out of player knowledge to player knowledge, but I don't want to know as a player. I'd rather learn. So I feel like it's more authentic when I'm like, oh, not that I fake it, but it's more fun. So yeah, that's one of them. I guess the other one too that we've had to curb a lot recently, so we all know about this, is just chaos for the sake of chaos. Like, it's fun every so often, but when it's constant chaos, I'm like, okay guys, let's get back to the story. Come on. This was fun, but let's go. This is getting a little crazy. Well, those are probably the two biggest ones. And making me spend health potions, so.
Yeah, well, that's never gonna end. When I heard you had 20 health potions on Saturday, I'm like, how?
I collect them.
I thought I misheard that number multiple times in a row. Like, am I hearing this right? You're saying a 2-digit number, right?
It's like everyone's like, oh, I don't have any. I have 1. I have 3. I have 20.
Not only 20, but a good handful of that 20 were full heal potions.
For emergencies.
Yeah.
I use them for boss fights, guys. You know this.
Slowly looks at Saphira, who kept getting like constantly wrecked in the last couple fights.
I do find it really amusing though, that contrast between like every one of our characters in all our games. It's like I always have no health potions because I'm always getting hit or lit on fire,
Yeah.
and I just drink the potion right away. And then you always have so many of them, and half the time I don't even realize that you're buying them. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, she's going into that store. Okay, well, I'm gonna focus on whatever I'm trying to figure out right now until that scene has concluded. And it doesn't even occur to me that you've just bought the entire town stock of health potions.
It's a player sickness. It's not even a character choice. It's the player. It's because of video games. I'm usually kind of bad when I battle for a while in games, so I'm like, hoard all the health potions so I'm good to go. So that's just a me thing. And I do pass them out when we get to the big bosses, but if they're smaller bosses and you get downed, well, I'll get you eventually.
I just love it because it's like you don't want to play the healer. You carry all of the health potions and you don't hand them out.
Look,
It's like, it's fine. Rest for 8 hours. You'll get your HP
look,
back.
at least for now, as both Kylus and Vanica, why waste those resources when I just have spells that can help you?
Because health potions can't be counterspelled.
Eh.
And also, what if you go unconscious?
Well, at least you guys know what I have in my bag.
I mean, we do now.
I just can't wait for Kylus to go like unconscious. And the action is I go into their bag and take all of the
I
health
will
potions.
murder everyone.
You know, when we're traveling, I'm just gonna start traveling behind Kylus and then using my detachable hand to slyly take health potions out of his bag.
And I gave you a sexy moment too. How dare you betray me? Which was fun, by the way.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that one's gonna be playing through her mind for a while.
Oh gosh.
Trying to pick a lock, and all of a sudden you hear Careless Whisper in the background.
Oh my. That's just Rome. Just doing his music.
He totally would do that sort of thing too. Just kind of stand in the background of two people playing music for their moment.
The saxophone setup for his magic weapon is called Careless Whisper.
Yeah. I was like, oh god. It's perfect.
Oh, Malls had a question.
Yes.
As a DM, what's something you wish you were better at, and what's something you wish you think you excel at?
I think what I personally think I need work on is my delivery on information, because I feel like I'm not doing a good job leaving hints, or if I do, maybe they're so far and few in between that everyone forgets them, and then I'm like, oh god, was it like not that memorable, or am I that bad? This is just my own personal thing. I don't know if that's true to you guys, but I just don't think I do a good job leaving the breadcrumbs. So I feel like I should do better on that. But what's something I excel at? Honestly, and this is not to make me sound like I have a big head, but telling the story. Like I love creating the scenarios and kind of painting that picture. Like I'm not the most poetic or intelligent when it comes to certain words to paint that picture for your mind palace, but I feel pretty confident enough when I do present it that I think I do a good enough job that gets you guys immersed into it. For example, one of my favorite moments, and that was the moment to me that let me know I was doing a good job for my storytelling, was when Gilatam's character was gone for one session. You guys were on the meteor dealing with the space pirates and everything. She was gone for one episode. So when she came back, I did the scenario of her having a bad dream. And I had so much fun telling that story and actually seeing the look in her eyes, and she started getting a little misty-eyed. I was like, I created an emotion. Yes.
I made a player cry.
cry.
Achievement unlocked.
It was really fun. Same thing again later with her when she was trapped, when she mind melded and was unconscious with her half sister, too. Those are just some moments off the top of my head, but yeah, even like with Fox, your encounter with your friend, I saw that look of like, oh God, I was betrayed by my friend kind of moment of learning the truth about what happened that day. So I feel like I'm pretty good at doing that I have the confidence. And if no one else thinks so, who cares? I got the confidence to feel like I do a good job of that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And using that encounter with Vera and her old friend there, I think really showed off your ability to do that well, because Vera is not an easy character to affect emotionally. You know, she's a military Turian. Yeah. They have about as many emotions as brick wall, or at least they're trained to be that way.
Yeah.
So being able to elicit those emotional responses in a very natural feeling way, I think speaks volumes to your ability to portray those moments appropriately.
Thank you. Yeah.
And on the side of you not feeling like you maybe not correctly leaving the breadcrumbs or anything, you're doing a perfectly fine job of that. I just think like the characters that we play are the type of characters who will ignore those breadcrumbs and just lock in and just go where they need to go.
That's fair. You guys do forget the character names a lot.
That's because I'm horrible with names and I don't take notes.
What's the Spectre's name?
Because I can't take notes.
What's the Spectre's name?
What's that?
Spectre.
Spectre.
Damn it.
Spectre. Even if I remembered her name most of the time, Brockus would still refer to her as Spectre because it's respecting the title.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, and I think that's why you're probably right, because again, we're all our own worst critic, and it's definitely me thinking like, oh God, am I not just doing a good enough job? Or I didn't even think maybe that was just how the characters are. I was just thinking, oh man, no, I'm not doing a good job.
No, when it comes mission time, Brockus is single-minded. It's just go in, get the job done, get out.
Yeah. So that's why I'm glad if no one else, and this is no offense to anyone, because we've all talked about our note-taking skills. At least Fox is like on it to help the team.
I've got all the notes. I want to point out as well that I do always have the names ready to go.
Oh, okay.
But I do so enjoy watching my fellow players squirm trying to remember a name.
Yeah. It's very common.
So that's often just a more self-indulgent moment of mine while I'm sitting here staring at the name and then looking over at them sweating bullets trying to remember.
You're just over there going, I got it. Anyone else?
Yep.
There are times I don't even remember what the NPCs' names are.
Like the McMillan farm.
Like in my own campaign. No, that was
funny. That was funny.
That was funny that I didn't even realize that it was I made an indirect Dead by Daylight
I was like, Roger, that's right here from last week. That was so funny. That was really funny because you looked at me like, no, stupid, that's D&D.
We're not playing Dead by Daylight.
It was funny. What's been my number one favorite moment in Mass Effect campaign? When Vera one-shot killed with a beer bottle a Solarian.
I was about to predict that.
Now, you guys have had a lot of amazing moments that I've just absolutely loved and ate it up. But my favorite was fairly early on, like within the first 10 episodes, was you guys were fighting a sub-boss and at one point was trying to get away, was invisible. Fox's character clocked it, didn't have anything, and took their whiskey bottle and just yeeted it, nat 20'd, and did so much damage with just this stupid bottle. It just hit the head, down, dead, bleeding out. It was the most glorious moment, and we have never let her forget that. And Arleo has it now?
And everybody knew that we meet. Yeah, like everybody we meet, that's the first thing we tell them about Vera. Is literally killed a guy with a bottle.
I don't remember what episode it is, Malls, but it's called K. Like in quotes, it's called K. The letter K. Because that was the boss battle, because his nickname was K. So it was that one, and it's near the end. It was the end of that battle. I don't know if we ended the battle or the end of the episode on that, but it was so funny. So damn funny. And again, you guys have had so many amazing moments, both hilarious and just kick-ass, like when you guys blew up a fucking planet. But yeah, that hands down, no hesitation, my favorite moment of this campaign was the one-shot kill with a whiskey bottle. And it was a full bottle, if I remember correctly. It was a brand new full bottle.
It did some damage.
Episode 7.
There's been a lot of really good moments in that campaign, and I think you do a really good job as a DM in facilitating those moments and giving them the opportunity to occur in the first place.
Oh, thank you.
Mass Effect is a setting that could be run very, very tightly without kind of that loose, organic feeling that fantasy games often have, but you don't run it that way. You give us the opportunity to learn about and grow our own characters and the characters around us, and even though we don't often take those side opportunities when they're presented to us, just the fact that they are presented to us and knowing that those options, those narrative options are there, really enables us to play the characters in a very personable way. So that's definitely some kudos to you as a DM.
Thank you.
Especially on a game that's been running as long as Mass Effect has. It still feels very exciting to go into every session.
Oh, thank you. Because I'm my own worst critic, so I'm just like, I hope they're having fun every time.
I'm always I'm always in disbelief of how long we've been on that campaign.
Okay, so reading chat, technically 2 years of that was kind of ass. I don't really count them because 1 year I was going through a divorce and a really tough time. So that year was just kind of me emotionally not being there. And then that next year, I had to temporarily move in with my parents, and they live in the middle of the mountains. No service. I couldn't even play in the other games I was in, let alone run it. So technically, we've been playing for 4 years. But yeah, I do feel bad it's been going as long as it did, but unfortunately there was some 2 years that were not the best time. So yeah. But depending on where you guys are 3/4 of the way through the story, so you guys are kind of getting to that final stretch of what needs to get done. So yeah. You guys are there. But that really does like give me a confidence booster, so thank you guys, because this is my first campaign running it. And anyone who knows anything about me, I love storytelling, even as a player. So I definitely want to keep those opportunities open for you guys to have character moments and interactions and have moments to build your characters and grow or even discover something new, because otherwise we're just playing the video game, which is just, here's your mission, go. That's boring.
Like, I will say that as somebody who's been playing tabletop RPGs forever, like, I am amazed of like how well a lot of our first time DMs have done running a game. Not only just running a game, but running a live game on a streaming platform. It's like y'all have just like knocked it out of the park with like doing your thing, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, with malls and
because
casts.
It's like I remember it's like I remember my first time DMing and just constantly tripping over my feet and running into walls. But it's just like you turn into like these games, and it's like y'all just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps learning from you guys as well, just like observing, because you guys DM'd stuff before I did. So I just kind of picked up on some stuff you guys did, because everyone's like, oh yeah, we want to be Matthew Mercer, we want to be Brendan Lee Mulligan. It's like, okay, yeah, they're amazing, but it's like what fits to us, and seeing how regular folks like you and I, just kind of seeing how you guys run stuff, and then going like, ooh, I'm gonna try that and adjust. At least that was my inspiration to kind of go forward, because I definitely changed a bit of what I did from early Mass Effect to now. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous as shit episode 1. I was so nervous. I'm like, don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. You're doing Mass Effect.
Fuck it up. Well, that's another thing, and I'm still very much conscious about it, is that I'm still trying to do my best with the lore, because you know someone's gonna comment like, actually, this is when blah 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 blah. Thankfully, no one has, but I'm like, don't fuck up that lore. Someone's gonna peg you.
Like, oh god, am I gonna do such a bad job? BioWare sends me a cease and desist.
Yeah, which I'm so sad, because the music I was gonna play before was so Mass Effect-esque. Like, it was so perfect, and then after I think like a year and a half of playing it, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's copyrighted now, and I'm like, damn it, it was perfect.
Yeah.
So sad. But yes, oh my goodness, we went over. I'm so sorry, guys. We love talking.
It's hard to stop sometimes.
It really is.
I mean, you don't have to apologize.
I don't? Okay.
No.
I
can sit here and talk about games all day.
We really can. And that's why I have to be a good moderator. But sometimes I even split up. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is not the only show we have, as we have several running at this moment. Monday we have our longest running show, known as Destiny Forge, run by Rojan, where it's on its 4th campaign. On alternating Tuesdays, we do have our Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim game that is run by Tiltbot. We have our 2 alternating shows on Thursday. We have A New Era, a D&D campaign run by Rojan. Alternating Thursdays is the Mass Effect Horizon show that I run us. And then on Saturday, we do have our Withered Waste campaign, a D&D campaign run by Rojan. And then alternating Saturdays, we have our Bridgerton-inspired game run by Malls called The Downfall of Propriety. I almost did Downton Abbey again. What the fuck? Every time. And then we have our child screaming in the background. And then, of course, we have this show, which is the first Sunday of every month. And now that we have kind of knocked all 3 of us out, we are going to start reaching out to our other players to continue our interview portion with everyone else. So, of course, we always let you guys know about a week before it's due what the topic and who the guest is. So we will reach out to everyone for that. We do have a couple other shows as well. We do have our, every Sunday, we have Wayward Wanderers, which is our Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign. And then we are potentially bringing back Vigilant 6, which is our superhero game. Is that everything? I think that's everything. My child's screaming is distracting me, so I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But yes, just a heads up, there will be no Star Wars game this upcoming Tuesday, because that is mine and Tilt's anniversary. Technically it's tomorrow, but I'm flying out tomorrow, so.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So yeah, so we're going to celebrate it on Tuesday since I fly out all day tomorrow, so. Womp womp. But you guys have a happy May the 4th, regardless. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, you guys take care.